everyone, it's Rose, and I am here today with something completely different. And today we are going to be doing an unboxing of two paint by number kits from FGNORMAL. Now, I ordered these a while ago, and I have opened all of the other things from this order already, and now it's time to open the paint by numbers. And I am excited and a little bit worried about it because I did try a paint by number kit 3-4 years ago, and it didn't turn out well. Not because the kit was no good. The kit was fine. It's just that I got one that was super complicated. It had a lot of teeny tiny little spaces to fill in, and I did, I don't know, maybe about half of it, and I gave up. So I've tried to choose wisely with these kits that I'm going to open today, and I tried to get kits that would be a little bit less made up of tiny little spaces. So before I show them to you, I want to just remind you that I do have a discount code at FGNORMAL, and it is ROSE10 off, just as you see it on the screen here. And that'll get you 10% off your entire purchase. Now, the links to the two items that I am going to open today are down below, and you can certainly check those out. But they have a wide variety of other paint by number kits that, if you're interested, you should check out as well. Okay, so just before we get into the opening, I want to remind everybody to take a second, like this video, or don't like it, but click either the thumbs up or the thumbs down. That's fine. And you know, I love your comments, so save up your thoughts or send me multiple comments during the video. Let me know what you're thinking about. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe and click the bell, and you'll get notifications whenever I post a new video. So okay, let's get into this right now. Okay, so as I said, I have two diamond paintings to open today from FGNORMAL, and they are numbered, even though these are my first two diamond paintings that I'm unboxing on my channel, they are numbered P2 and P3 because I did order P1 from another company, but it was out of stock. So I'm still waiting for it to come back into stock, and then you'll see that one. And that is one that I ordered for my friend Sarah, who runs the Geared Up Crafting channel with her friend Martha. And so if you haven't checked out Sarah's channel, you should check it out because she does a lot of paint by number and all kinds of other crafts as well, she and Martha. So it's kind of an interesting channel. You should check it out. Okay, so I already opened these just to see what they were because I wasn't sure if they were diamond paintings or paint by numbers when I got my big order from FGNORMAL. So, but I didn't look at it. So I'm opening this up for the very first time. So it doesn't feel like a diamond painting canvas. It does feel like it does feel like a canvas, but it feels like it's got a plasticized coating of some kind on it. And, oh yes, okay. So I think this is going to be eminently doable because there are no like tiny speck size spaces on this. All of the little paint by number areas are reasonably large, and that's exactly what I wanted when I ordered my first paint by number kit. So this one here is called Blooming Flowers. It is a 40 by 50 canvas, And I'm just going to measure it because since this is a paint by number, I'm not sure exactly what to expect. So let's make sure you can see what I can see. And it is, it's 49.5 across. And it is exactly 40 centimeters high for the painted area. And boy, this is really different from diamond painting because I'm so used to seeing canvases that have all the colors on them, and this does not have all the colors on it. No, it doesn't. It's just black and white with numbers, but the numbers are super legible, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute. And then in terms of for diamond painting, you get like a toolkit. Well, for paint by number, you also get a toolkit. And so what you get are 3 different brushes. I don't know, whether these are high quality brushes or not, but you get a teeny tiny brush here for the super fine details. There is another brush that is a little bit, just a little bit broader tipped, but it's still a sharp tip. And then there is the flat tipped brush. I don't even know what the proper terms for these are. I should probably watch some more paint by number videos. I'm going to start with Sarah's. Okay, so, and then you also get some hardware to mount your diamond painting afterwards. So you get a couple of screws and the little hanging hooks. You can put this on another stretched canvas that you buy at Walmart or whatever if you want. Just get a 40 by 50 and just staple this around it. And then you've got a nice solid surface to work on. And then you get all your paints. And so this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 different colors of paint. And there are some extras of 3 of the colors. So clearly there's a lot of red and orange in this painting, which of course there is. As you see from the picture that's up on your screen, this is going to be a riot of brilliant colors. And if I'm any good, which I don't expect I'm going to be very good for my first one, this is going to look really, really nice. But I did try to find a paint by number kit that would be forgiving for me as a beginner. So something else that that I did was, I know some people mark up, because I have seen Sarah's videos, and I know she puts her paint swatches on the canvas itself. I just can't do that. I cannot make myself mark up the canvas. I knew that before I received this. So what I did was I created a color swatch sheet. And I just, like I put the company that I get it from, the number and the name of the item, and then I put circles that have X's in them so that I can see how well the color will cover over lines. And these lines are way thicker than the lines that you're going to see on the canvas, and I'll show you that in just a moment. And then that way, I mean, it's got up to 36 colors. I only need half of them for this. So let's take a look up close at the canvas. All right, so as you see, the printing is absolutely clear. Oh, let me go to 1X. There we go. Absolutely clear. And you can see it's a nice fine texture to the canvas itself. So you get bigger numbers on the bigger areas, and then, you know, here we've got 2 different size areas and the 4s are of different sizes. So you might need to use some magnifiers maybe, but this is pretty clear. I mean, that 6 is pretty small, and yet the print is absolutely clear. So that is very, very encouraging. I'm not going to be squinting to read the numbers on the canvas. And like I say, there's not like thousands of teeny tiny little specks of color that I'm going to have to place. I was very careful not to choose ones that would make me go insane because I wanted to get a good experience. Oh, here it looks like the print is just a little bit less perfect. Don't know why that is, but it's still legible. Sort of. I'll have to look at the website, the color image, to see what color that is. I think it might be an 8. I think it might be an 8. But I can't tell. So I'll check that out. But that appears to be the only part of the canvas that is not perfectly clear. And that doesn't fuss me too much. Okay, so there's a teeny tiny little 4, and yet it's still very legible as a 4. Okay, so I think the canvas looks good with the exception of this smallish area in here where the printing didn't seem to take very well. I don't know what happened there, but it is just this little area here. And again, there's not that many colors in there, so I'm hoping that it won't be a big problem. So there we go. All right, so what I'm going to do now is set up to do some color swatches, and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so I am now set up. What I'm going to use to protect my table is an election sign for my MP, who also is the Minister of Climate Change. She didn't pick up her sign. I found this in some bushes like a week after the last election. And so I thought, okay, her people have already been around. I'm just going to take it home and I'll find a use for it. And look what I'm using it for. Okay, so to do my color swatching, I am going to get out one of the... Pippi, hey, stop it. So, Pippi, so to do my color swatching, I'm going to get my paintbrushes here. And I don't know which one I should use, so I'm going to use the big one. I suppose over time I will learn. I have my handy cat food can, which I've washed out, and it's got a little bit of water in it. The paintbrush is nice and pliable. I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I'm doing here. And we're just going to start. So I don't need those. Those are spares. Now I also have some paper towel here so that after I've wet my brush, I can dab it on the paper towel to dry it off a little bit. I don't know if I'm supposed to start with a wet brush or a dry brush. So I'm going to start with a wet brush. And so let's just take a look at how these pots are done. They are done so that you can just easily pop the top off by pressing up with one finger and down with the other. First thing is to open that up. So I'm just going to wet the brush and then I'm going to dab it mostly dry. And I'm just using the paint that's in the cap. And I'm just going to cover over this. So it looks like I might need two coats because I can definitely see through that color. So I'm just going to go in fast forward and do the dabbing for all the other colors. Okay, so I'm done with the color swatching for this. And so what I get is that I think I made these lines way too dark and thick. I should have used a much finer font if I could, because the lines on the canvas are nowhere near that thick, but the numbers on the canvas often are. So what are we learning from this? So what I'm learning from this is that I'm going to need at least two coats of paint on a lot of this paint by number, because some of the colors are almost transparent. So we'll see how that works out. But that gives me a little bit of concern. I hope I have enough paint. And I actually thought I was going to do 2 unboxings today. I'm not going to do 2. I'm just going to do this one. And I'm going to open the other one as a separate item another day. Okay, so let's get to it. I'm going to start paint by number on this kit, and we're going to see how it goes. Okay, you guys, so the first thing I did was I'm not going to staple this. Whoops. I'm not going to staple this to a frame just yet. What I've done is I've clipped it to the sign, and so now it'll stay flat. Okay, and so what I have here is a silicone baking mat that I got off of AliExpress. It cost me about $3. And they come in all kinds of rainbow colors. I ordered random, and I got 2 bright green ones and 2 brown ones. So the reason I'm using, like, I use these for all kinds of things, everything except baking, because I don't bake. And I use them for my diamond painting, and they're great for things not sliding around. And also because it's silicone, nothing sticks to it. So I imagine I'm going to be able to just wash off any paint that that I make a mess with. So I am going to start with the light colors. I'm going to start with the 3 lightest colors are 12, 5, and 6. So I guess I'll start with 12. Why not? And I know some people cut their paint pots apart. I'm not going to do that because I don't know if it's necessary. So I am just going to, wondering if I need a smaller paintbrush. I think I might need a smaller paintbrush. Not the teeny tiny one, but a smaller one. So let's see what I got here. Okay, is that the teeny tiny one? No, that's the medium size one. So I'm going to use the medium size one. I'm just going to wet it, brush it off. And I'm just going to work from the top here, and I'm going to work across the canvas this way and down, because I don't want my hand to be rolling over something I've already worked on. Now, I've heard Sarah say it doesn't matter if you don't get it absolutely perfect, because only you will know. And Sarah, that gives me great comfort, because otherwise I would be fussing and trying to get it just perfect, and well, it's just not going to happen. So I'm going to do the best that I can. And actually, this is covering much better than I thought based on the color swatch that I did. So, so clearly the lines that I made on my swatching paper are way too thick. And so really all you do is you get a little, an impression from the swatches of what that color might look like once it's on the canvas. Okay, so it looks like I've done my first space. I'm going to do the rest of this in fast forward. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm going to just outline the edge of this 12 space, and then I'm going to use the thicker brush to fill it in because it'll be too hard to get the edges right with the thicker brush. And this is covering quite nicely, as it turns out. So I'm not going to use the fat brush just yet because I want to fill in all the other little skinny areas first. I don't want to keep rinsing my brush off and, you know, drying it and then putting it back in, because I don't know how much paint I'm going to have, and I don't want to be wasting paint. I'm trying to be very sparing with the paint. And at the end, if I have lots and lots of leftover paint, well, you know, either I'll go over some areas and make some areas thicker, or I'll just have that leftover paint, which, knowing me, I will keep in case I run out on another project. But I probably should just throw it away. Okay, so it looks like I have covered over all of the, oh, there's a number 12 up there that I missed. Okay, well, let's do that one. And I did enjoy using this little pen, or this little paintbrush. So I'm just going to keep working with this tiny little paintbrush, at least for now. And just based on the amount of paint that's left, I will definitely be able to give this a second coat of this color. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that for all of the colors, but that should give a much more saturated color to this. It is a super, super pale pink, but so it's almost white, but I think it would benefit from having a second coat. So, I mean, we'll see how I feel when I'm done the painting. But, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking of right now, is go over it, give it a second coat, and just, you know, make that color come alive as a pale pink could be. I don't know how I could have missed that number 12. It's so big. Maybe because I was looking for smaller number 12s. Maybe. I don't know. And I'm applying the paint quite thinly in most areas, which seems nonetheless to provide good coverage. So there we go. And so that means it'll dry nice and fast too, which is good because I want to start the next color ASAP. And I suppose what I could do is do the next color on the other side of the diamond painting, but that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to let this dry for a little while after I finish this. And then I'm going to start with one of the yellows. And just do the yellow. And take another little break. And come back. If all of this goes as well as the number 12 is going, I think I might be doing a lot more paint by numbers. Just saying. Because, yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this is going so far. The swatching did not do justice to the paint because, that swatch that I did of number 12, look, you can see everything through it, but you can't really see anything. Well, maybe a touch you can see through, but it looks pretty good to me. So, yeah, I think it's good. All right, I'm gonna let this dry for a little bit, and I think what I'm gonna do is start editing this video. Oh, I missed another number 12 right here. I wanna make sure I'm not putting my hand down on an area that I've painted. There we go. How is it that I missed these? I was trying to be so careful looking for them. But, it's like diamond painting. You think you get everything, but then you realize, oh, I missed a bunch of drills over there. So, okay. Well, let me give it another once over. I guess this is my twice over. Just to make sure that I'm not missing anything. And you guys might see something that I don't. But you know what? It's like diamond painting. If you don't catch it on the first go, you'll catch it later. So it's not the end of the world. Okay, so I'm going to close up the number 12 pot. I'm going to rinse off my brush. And okay, so that's it for now. I'm going to let this dry, and I will come back and work on it again. Now, one thing I must say is I'm working on this on my coffee table, sitting on a footstool, which is how I make my videos, with my knees widely spread because there's no space to put my legs underneath the coffee table. And this is not either a good ergonomic setup, and it's just plainly not overly comfortable. But what the heck, it's working for me right now. And so I'll come back and set up again after I let this dry a little bit. And I think what I'm going to do today is just work on this area here. And then, the next day that I do this, I'll work on the other area. Okay. So this is well and truly dry. And so I am going to start working with a different color. I think I'll start working with number 5. And I did like working with the medium brush. So I'm going to continue with the medium brush. What I am going to do though is get my glasses because I wasn't wearing my glasses and it'll help. Okay, so I'm going into time lapse now, and I will see you on the other side. Okay, so looks like I've done all of the 5 and the 6, and that's good. I'm gonna let it dry for a little while. I'm gonna find out what this down here is, and I just want to find it. I always take oh, that's a dark color, so that is, it does look like an 8. I always take a black and white print of the image, and so I'm just going to double check, but it looks to me like that is that, so that is an 8. So, so I can read everything on this canvas now. That's not a problem. Okay, so I am going to let this dry, and what's my next color? I think my next color, the next lightest color is 1. So I'll be doing all of the 1 next, and we'll start to see this coming to life a bit. Now, yeah, I will have to go over the number 12 again, because it's definitely not thick enough. Now, I don't know if you could tell from, you know, up here where you are, but I was laying on the yellow pretty thick and the orange here pretty thick. So this is going to have to dry for a while. And I laid it on fairly thick, partly because I love thick paint. I love my paintings to have thick paint when I buy paintings. And also because I was hoping I would only have to do 1 coat. But I'm thinking I might still have to do a second coat. Definitely on the 12, I'm going to have to do a second coat. Maybe on the 5, I'm going to have to do a second coat. Maybe not on the 6. We shall see. Anyway, that's it for now. I will come back and we will continue with number 1 once this has had an opportunity to dry. Okay, everybody, so I just used my microwave thing cover to protect my paint by number kit while it's drying, because I don't want my cat to go walking across the canvas. Okay, so I am ready now to start filling in number 1, and I'm going to do that in fast forward. Oh, and I can see that the 6 here, even though I put, you know, thick paint on there, I'm going to have to go over it again. So it looks like I'm going to have to do at least the light colors twice, which I can live with, but I'm just going to do 1 coat of each of these today. Now, I'm okay for light for a little while, but I don't know if I'm going to have enough light to finish this side of the canvas today. And I do want to publish this tomorrow because, after all, tomorrow I have to make the video for May 1st, where I announce what the project of the month for July will be. So let's get into it. Okay, so I finished number 1, and I did go back and do a little tiny sliver of number 12 that I had missed before. So I think the next color I'm going to do is number 2. But since there are big areas of it, again, I want to let this dry before I get into it. But I think once I do number 2, this is going to start coming alive a little bit, because there are big areas of number 2. Big areas. So I definitely will be using this brush when I do number 2. Okay, so I'm going to stop again and come back when this has had a little bit of a chance to dry. I did not make really thick layers since I'm gonna have to go over a lot of this again later. I figure, what the heck, I'll do thinnish layers that will dry quickly, and then I will come back to it when I can. Okay, everybody, so I'm back, and I'm gonna start with color number 2. And I have my overhead box light set up. So that's what I'm going to use to make sure that I have, shoot, good luck, or good light, rather. I just spilled some water, but it's on the silicone, so it's not a problem. There we go, okay. All right, so I know the camera is at a little bit of a weird angle, but that's because the stand that I have it in doesn't allow it to move over too much. All right, so number 2, and as I was saying before, there are some big swaths of 2 that I'm going to be filling in. And I'm going to start with the medium-sized brush. Again, I have to figure out which one is the medium-sized brush. Okay, this one. I'm going to start with the medium-sized brush, and I'm going to, again, go from top left to bottom right and work my way that way. So let's get into it. Hey everybody, so I am just going to finish this up now because even though I'm not finished this half of the paint by number, I am calling it a day. I started this, I made notes, I started this at 10:36 a.m. on April 29th. It is now 1:49 a.m. on April 30th. I recorded a total of 4 hours, 59 minutes, and 38 seconds of video, not including this clip. All of the fast forward that you saw was at 20x. That's why it seemed like it went so fast. But this took me a while. And I'm actually pretty happy with the way it's turning out. I mean, from a distance, it looks good. Once you get down close, you can see that it needs another coat in places. And I actually went over all the numbers. Like I left big globs of paint on all the numbers. So, but from a distance, it looks good. So, this is only, well, half, not even, of the paint by number kit. I'm trying to move this one-handed. There we go. So, so there you go. That is the whole thing. And that's what I got done in 6 hours. Now, I would stop after I finished every color and go and work on my diamond painting. I've finished another 4.5-inch strip of vibrant roses from Dreamer Designs, which I hadn't worked on since about January 3rd or so. Anyway, that's what I've been working on for the last few days until I started working on this. And so I would say this is a day's work. That's a very long day's work. Oh my God. And I did not include the amount of time that I spent editing video, because what I did was as soon as I finished a color, while it was drying, I would edit the video into the main video for this. And then, you know, work on the diamond painting, and then come back, paint the next thing, edit the video, go work on the diamond painting, come back, do the next color, etc. So, yeah, I would say that, what's 10:30 to 1:30, 14. So I spent at least like 15 hours on this today, which is, that's a lot of time. I would say that this is definitely the most time-intensive video I've ever made. But I think it's going to look really nice when it's done. So there you go. I'll show you the rest when it's done. I don't think I'm going to bother time-lapsing it unless you guys tell me you really want me to, because it's really not that big a deal to time-lapse. But yeah, let me know. And that's it for today. I am just about brain dead. I know I'm repeating myself. I apologize for that. But there you go. I'd have to say this is a winner. I'm happy with the way it's going. First paint by number kit that I'm, you know, competent to work on. And I like the way it's going to look based on what I've got so far. So there you go, everybody. That's it for my first paint by number. So I want to say thank you to everybody. Don't forget to use the code if you want to go shopping for either a diamond painting or a paint by number at FGNORMAL. And I'll put it up on the screen one more time, and it will appear in the credits at the end. So yeah, there you go. I love you all. Bye-bye. And I'll be back with you again soon for another crafting video. Bye-bye, everyone.